Edition of Moohead Radio. This is Victory Monday, something we haven't been able to say very much around surrounding the Cleveland Browns. Tony the Calf is in studio with me, and maybe Bronk later, or maybe he's just so exhausted from the Browns actually winning, maybe he doesn't have anything to say. But I always have something to say because I'm a cow and that's my job. I don't get paid for my job, but it's my job. There's a bunch of things I want to talk about. You see, the theme is the bipolar press. And I don't, for the life of me, understand, all this cross current between fans and media and, social media and getting everybody all enraged. Oh, and here is the Moose right on time. And we'll put him in here. Hello, Mr. Moose. Moo. So, the press is totally bipolar. The last
vote.
I mean, it's really ridiculous. Last week it was, oh God, we got to do something. And now it's this week, and I'll get into this. I should just talk about some of the stories, but I wanted to start out the show in a more realistic way than what they are saying. But let's see if I can. Here's one. Terry Pluto, the masturbator. For the Browns, is it just one game or something more? Oh, it's Steven trying to get into the studio. Hey, Steven, how are you?
Long time no see, Mr. Moo. How's it?
Moo. It's good seeing you.
Yeah, I comment on your videos. I'm under truth shall set you free.
The truth shall set you free. Amen.
But not related to Allen Iverson, though.
No. For the Browns, is it just one game or something more? And then he proceeds to write this ridiculous story. He says it could be just one game, a Browns victory out of nowhere against a Miami team that looked like it was in last place on earth, that it wanted to be on a rainy and windy Sunday in Cleveland. It could be just one game, a Browns victory over a team that looked ready to quit on their coach. Or it could be one game that is the start of something really good for the Browns. And it's like, something, go beat off with a Bible. Don't give me this horse shit. It's like, it can't be both ways. You can't be ready to cut your wrists one week and then the next week, all is well. You're fucking bipolar and you got a problem. So I'm going to set you straight today because I'm not positive and I'm not negative about things. They won a game. I'm happy they won. I'm happier when they win than when they lose. All right. But let me remind you about a couple of little niggling details here. One, you're not going to win many games with 207 yards of total offense. All right. This is simple stuff, folks. There's no bipolar shit from me. Two, you won't win many games relying on your team getting 4 turnovers to go your way.
Facts.
It just doesn't happen. And if you're playing a good team, it never happens. Next, you won't win many games with 130 yards of passing yardage. And finally, the last one. You won't win many games with a short quarterback who lacks foot speed and arm strength. Now, I don't know how I can go about this any other way but to start out with the aftermath of the game. And I'm going to share a screen with y'all. And this is really kind of... All right. So let's see if we can get this up and at 'em. Are we seeing anything yet?
Not on my end. I don't see anything.
I don't either. What happened? What happened? Well, that's strange. That was supposed to work. No. Stop screen. It never started. Well, that's really weird.
Maybe you need to get your analytics guy, DiPotesta, on it. He'll figure it out.
I'll try one more time here. That is really strange. I wanted to share the screen that I have up. It'll ask me which one do you want to do. And I say, I want this one. And it says share it. And it's not sharing it. Wow. What a glitch. What a glitch.
And then they expect you
Oh,
to pay
wait.
for that service.
Yeah, I found it. I found it. It's just that I'm shrunk down.
There we go.
All right. Good. This is the heroin addict insect Mike McDaniels after, the game. This is 1 minute and 27 seconds of total incoherence. You think we got it bad? Here we go.
Saw a lot of frustrated players, from the season, allow it to seep into our play and keep us from executing. So there's, the list goes on. You -4 or 100 yards and 11 penalties. Two formulas that generally will equal immediate loss regardless of what you do.
One equals 2 feet.
I think a game like this, I think we didn't see coming.
Mr. Moo?
In terms of our prep.
Hold on. We're
absolutely,
listening to this
100%
idiot.
Certainty, you have to evaluate everything. I think it goes for no person or no player or no coach is got their hands clean.
No woman, no song.
And we have to go back to work and starting with me,
Yes.
do a better job. We have an NFL opponent playing next week. That we have a lot of work to do. In this meantime, this is a step back for how we play football. I thought we had.
Oh, I can't take it anymore.
Mr. Moo, doesn't he sound like he'd be a good candidate for the movie Beavis and Butthead? He's a good candidate for Beavis.
Absolutely. I mean, what a nitwit.
Moo, I almost wanted to like to say you want to scratch the chalkboard. It's an old term. I just wanted to scratch my face listening to that.
Yeah, I mean, and you want to know what's amazing? So that's his mea culpa. All right. That's the guy who put together this great effort.
Well, he has a better speech impediment than Stefanski.
But, here's my first story after this mea culpa. You ready for this? Headline, Dolphins McDaniel sticks with Tagovailoa as quarterback, expects less interceptions. It's like, so, I'm not going to change a goddamn fucking thing. Team's going to shit. I got no answers.
He sounds defeated. It's like they brought an analytics guy to say, which is the least of the worst quarterbacks we have? Oh, Tua Tagovailoa.
I just can't.
But I know Quinn Ewers won the second string position. I expect him to be getting some reps probably next week or so.
Yeah, he got a couple of reps in the game. And he ended up with a bad rep after that. Oh, he looked awful. Oh my God.
Well,
he looked like DTR.
Oh shit, never mind.
Okay,
I digress.
That's why McDaniel is sticking with his guy, because he saw Quinn Ewers. He went, yeah. God almighty. So here's what I think, without being bipolar, without being unduly negative. This is what I think. The Cleveland Browns won a game because the team that they were playing didn't show up. Penalties, mistakes, turnovers, people not knowing where they were going, what they were supposed to do, lost their composure. They just they weren't focused at all. All right. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're the Browns, is you want to see somebody come to your home stadium, even when it's less than half filled because of bad weather. And you at least want to see somebody who's just like, well, we can hop, skip, and jump through this week because it's the fucking Browns. Well, it doesn't work out that way. And the Dolphins have had problems, continue to have problems inside their locker room. And that is a big part of the issue with that team. But I started looking at other situations, and I'm not happy with Kevin Stefanski. I still want him gone. I don't think that he did a good job in this game whatsoever. And I'll be more than happy to explain what I'm saying. When you're up 3-0 in a game and you've got the ball and you're knocking on the door, on the you're right, just get ready to score. You're on the 4-yard line and it's first down, and you try a handoff and it gets stuffed because you don't have a good offensive line. And then you come out with a wildcat formation and you run the wildcat formation, and the first play out of the wildcat fails miserably, and the guy gets buried at the 3-yard line. That would be Judkins. You bring it back. You run it back out. Now, here's the thing. That play was not even created, was not even practiced. It was made up on Thursday by Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees, his right-hand man. There was no time to practice the fucking play. The whole point of it, I understand, you get one more blocker because a quarterback doesn't do anything but hand the ball off to a guy. You could get an extra blocker at the line. But if you don't practice something, you don't implement it in the preseason, and you're just saying, oh, guys, here's something we just dreamed up, 10 different bad things could theoretically happen. And one of them almost did. The snap that went to Judkins, it almost went through his hands, and he had to corral it with his left hand. If you look at the video, it hit him in the hands, went up this way. He managed to grab it with his left hand, and he went into the line, and he made an amazing spin move. That move was remarkable, given the set of circumstances that he was dealing with. And I have a video of that, I do believe.
Yeah, re-show that again because it was.
And let's see if I can get this to work again. I share screen and share and Sunny. And where is it? There it is.
Maybe you do the John Madden commentary as he's doing it.
All right. So, no, I don't want to do that. All right. So, y'all see it now up there?
It's waiting to click.
Watch this. Oh, and I could even blow it up for you. There.
Wow. There you go.
And but now I don't have an ability to start the motherfucker. Oh, I swear to God. What? No. But I mean, on the enlarged screen, there is.
Oh, right.
Let's do it like this. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Just trying to pound that Miami defense. Whoa. For a little bit of a bobble, Judkins gets it back. Judkins spins his way in for the Cleveland touchdown.
All right. So.
Thursday Night Football on Prime.
Oh, get rid of Al Michaels. He makes me ill.
Do you believe in Thursday Night Football? Yes.
And while we're doing it, we can do this too, I suppose. If we still have this up, which we don't. This is, I don't know what they've done to the studio here, but it really sucks. It changes without people even knowing it. But at any rate, you've all seen the 46-yard Quinshon Judkins run, which was also very Nick Chubb-esque. And that was lots of fun. And maybe I can if I throw it up this way. All right.
I would say Judkins is a different guy to Chubb. Like, he's not the same frame or
Right.
But he's and the running style is different too. He's his own guy. I don't know. I don't know who you'd compare him to, really.
Kareem Hunt.
Well, no,
But he's got more speed
yeah, he's
than the Kareem Hunt
faster
that
than
we saw
Hunt.
in Cleveland.
Yeah,
I-
definitely.
Not like Hunt either. I don't know who he's like.
Yeah, Hunt got hurt in the last game too. I heard against the Raiders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw him limping off. They had to carry him.
Ouch.
Two players
Sorry.
had to assist him.
Here you go.
To me, that's the story of the Dolphins' defense so far today is mistakes.
Run, Forrest,
Jenkins
run!
unleashed. Judkins, touchdown. Leviston,
Run, William,
just a great
run!
piece of work inside, and then that's what you want to see. You want to see number 10 in the open field, Spiro.
Well, I couldn't have said it better than you, Adam Archuleta.
Thursday Night Football on Prime.
Please make that
It's
stop
on.
forever. I don't want to see Al Michaels.
Do you believe that I'm growing old? Yes!
Am I 95 years old and
Yes!
still got a job?
Oh God. So at any rate, that's that. But
I think Judkins is more like Eric Dickerson, but that's the only person I can come.
William Green.
One run, William.
Exactly. So I got into thinking about how teams can be losers. We talk about this and people will say that
All
well,
the time.
the Browns are Brownsing, but it isn't just the Browns. And
God, no.
this was, to me, I don't know if you watched the Broncos Giants game.
Yeah,
I did not. I didn't. See
I
it.
watched it.
Absolutely amazing. They were up 28-16.
Not
And-
26-8 with
Oh,
7 minutes
26
left.
to 8. Yeah, that's right.
With 7 minutes left.
7 minutes left in the game. They have the ball. And it's coming down to around 6 minutes left in the game. And they go ahead and they're going to make them use their timeout so that the Broncos won't have timeouts. So they have 3 timeouts. So they run the first down into the line. They call a timeout. Then they run it in the middle of the line and they use their second timeout. Now all they have to do is run it into the line again. They'll use their final timeout. They'll have nothing left but the 2-minute warning. But no. That's not how it works. Brian fucking Daboll. All right. We know him in Cleveland, and we know a dolt when we see one. That's how I recognize Mike McDaniels, too. I know a bozo when I see it because there's no explanation. No, there's no explanation for what these guys do. And so he decides, I'm going to have Jackson Dart go back and throw the ball. He throws an interception. Throws it right to the guy who trundles down the field. And the next thing you know, they've scored 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Now, the thing that made this just absolutely worse than anything that the Browns have ever done, because again, I want to go, this anti-bipolar thing, because, oh God, we're the Browns, God, we're those pathetic team. No, you're not. No, you're not. That would be the Mara-owned Giants, because they did something that the Browns could never do.
Yeah.
It snapped a streak in the NFL where teams had won 1,602 consecutive games when leading by 18 points in the final 6 minutes of the game.
Wow.
Once in history. And Brian Daboll, you should be proud of yourself.
Oh,
Why?
they're still better than the Jets.
Well, that's just it. All of these teams they're just pathetic. They're historically pathetic. And yes, we are one of them.
Mr. Moo, did you watch the Chiefs game and the Raiders? Raiders didn't show no sense of urgency. In fact, the Chiefs felt so bad, they started kneeling the ball with 3 minutes left. Go watch the highlights. They started kneeling the ball up 31-0. They felt so bad for the Raiders that they started kneeling the ball at 3 minutes. And the Raiders
I
didn't
like
bother-
watching Ryan Day against Luke Fickell. I think Ryan Day felt bad and said, 34, it could have been 60.
Yeah.
About we'll just run the ball, and Luke, we hope you keep your job. Unbelievable. How do you give up 33 points in the fourth quarter of a game? The reason you've got Brian Daboll to help you out. So, like I said to start out the show, this isn't the start of something good for the Browns. This is who they are and who we know. The Browns are who they are. You're not going to win without an offensive line. This offensive line is injured and old. They can't get to their blocks anymore. We did not run well. Quinshawn, yes, he had the 46-yard touchdown run. And yes, he scored 3 touchdowns, but he had 78 yards total rushing and a 3.4 yards per carry average. That does not win football games. And that's not Judkins' fault. There's just nowhere to run. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Nothing. So right off the bat, all the statistics were the statistics of a team that has no offense that was going to lose again. Somebody gave us a helping hand is what it amounts to. Now, here's what I can say positively about the Browns. You've got 2 quarterbacks. I've seen Dillon Gabriel. I know what he is. I know who he is, and I know where he lives. He's a left-handed thrower who's short, he's slow, and he doesn't have requisite arm strength to throw the ball outside of the field, outside the numbers. And when he tries, he pushes the ball and he sails it. I was reading about, I wanted to think to myself, who would he remind me of, kind of? And the most recent one would have been Michael Penix. And Michael Penix Jr. is the guy who has taken over for Kirk Cousins down in Atlanta, and he's the starting quarterback. And he's a left-hander. And everything he throws is a line drive. I mean, there's no touch on the ball whatsoever. None. Now, he has a good deep ball, unlike Dillon Gabriel. So he's a better prospect than Dillon Gabriel is. Dillon Gabriel's not even a starting quarterback. But Shedeur Sanders isn't a starting quarterback. At least none of us would know if he were because we've not. But they get him on the field because this little fella, I mean, I understand what he is. He's a backup guy. And if he can keep his mistakes under control and throw for 130, 140, 150 yards, he can run an offense. And if the defense has a prolific game, you'll have a chance of winning. But he can't put up points. He didn't put up any more points than we've been putting up all year. We got, field position based on turnovers. Four turnovers we got. And that, which is the most turnovers the Browns have gotten in years in one game. And maybe more than they had all of last year. It was surprising. But I don't see quarterbacks and Penix is like kind of 6'1"ish. And if that, and he's not particularly fast either. And we have David Talevsky, and we can add him to the stage too. Hi, David.
Hello, Mo.
So, I look at a guy like Dillon Gabriel as a necessary guy. You drafted him 3rd round. He's like most 3rd round quarterbacks who was supposed to go 4th or maybe 5th round. He's a guy who's got a good head on his shoulders, who's very calm and but isn't going to do anything but run the show in a simplistic way and try to minimize mistakes. He's never going to be able to put up big points on the board. The only thing he would is if we had a better offensive line, we could rely more on our running game. But he has no chance because we don't have wide receivers and we don't have a youthful offensive line. Now, with Shedeur Sanders, if we're going just by the press clippings as far as history is concerned, he is a more accurate thrower in his college career than Dillon Gabriel was. He has more touch, more ways of delivering a ball. He can throw a bullet. he can throw a touch pass, which is something that Dillon Gabriel, you saw Dillon try to throw a touch pass to Fannin, and he was wide open. He just sailed it way over his head and out of bounds to the sidelines. He doesn't have that in his toolbox. Now, what we don't know about Sanders is whether he can read the defense, be definitive, and get the ball out of his hands fast, because in Colorado, he did not do that. He took way too many sacks. But we're going to have to play him and find out, because I think as week after week goes on, they can pretend in their bipolar fashion and use the press to express that everything's fine in Cleveland. But when we play a real football team, you're going to see it's going to be the same thing that happens to Dillon Gabriel that has happened to other quarterbacks, including Joe Flacco in this system. There's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you can't force it in either. So here's Mr. Moohead's theory. I think that if the Browns are smart, which I know they're not, but again, if I had any say in the matter, which I don't, the draft comes along, and what you should be concentrating on is not a quarterback. I mean, Jimmy Hassel made a trip to see Arch Manning. He might as well have gone over there just to pat him on the back and say, "You're a good-looking young fella," because there's nothing there yet. And if there is ever going to be anything there yet, it hasn't shown itself at all. You're not going to draft a quarterback. You just drafted 2 of them. You got to draft offensive linemen. And, what's wrong with getting a Joe Thomas? What's wrong with getting a guy who is a career left tackle for either of your young quarterbacks, no matter who it is? There's no downside, unless you just pick the wrong guy, which they're really good at doing too. But besides that, you got to get a wide receiver. And Jerry Jeudy's not a wide receiver. He's a slot receiver. He's going to continue to play in Cleveland. Let him run in the slot. We need a guy who's about 6'3" and who can run, not like 4.2, 4.3 fast, which for some reason the Browns are into little guys still who can run fast down the field. That's an analytics thing. But we need a 6'2", 6'3" wide receiver who can run more in the 4.4, 4.5 arena, but can go up for the ball and really challenge some of the shorter defensive backs in the league. And we should be looking at that, because quarterback, especially if it's going to be Shedeur, he can throw a touch pass and the guy could go up and grab it. The next thing I would do, I would trade David Njoku.
Oh, please, yes.
Let's be real about this. He was only considered a star player because he was in Cleveland and there were no star players. But not only is he hurt a lot, but he doesn't have good hands. He catches the ball with his body. I think he has physical talents, and he's become more of a blocker, and they don't have a passing game. And let him blossom and play and do what he has to do somewhere else, get more draft picks.
Well,
and you need to hit like you hit on Schwesinger and like you did in Mason Graham. You got to get guys, offensive linemen, who can start immediately, because you can't bring any of these people back next year. And you can't be running guys out on the field who are career practice squad players who just have never been able to crack starting lineups, or old people who can't move anymore except with a walker. You can't have those. Can't have that.
Move today.
No, I'm just being serious.
You are.
It's a dangerous game. If you're a quarterback, you can't have some guy who's just trying to get to his block. You're going to get mangled.
That's
so
true.
The more choices you have and picks you have, offensive line. Here's another thing you can do. You can pick up a veteran offensive lineman who might be maybe 2 years away from just being done.
Yeah. A bit like Conklin, but somebody that actually might stay alive for more than 6 games at a time.
And also to be able to teach.
Yeah.
To be able to be a guy, we've seen the Cleveland Browns in the past, on the defensive side of the ball, end up with people, and we have some now. I mean, what's got the is it Malik Collins? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's because the defensive side of the ball trains these people up or can spot talent. We have nobody in the whole Berea that can spot offensive talent.
So it appears. I mean, but from Carl Big Daddy Hairston back in the day, well, you can find people who are a little more veteran, and look at Shelby Harris. There's another one. So there's nothing wrong with getting somebody who may have a little life left in them, but the goal has to be for them to teach the young people, and they've got to be out there to play. They can't be out there just sitting on the bench. It doesn't do any good. We need help now, and we can't afford to run out more practice squad players. Just can't.
Well, I mean, realistically, I'm looking at the current NFL draft prospects. Carnell Tate, 6'3" wide receiver, Ohio State, can catch anything near.
Yep.
And he's rated the number 2 wide receiver.
That's a good pick.
We should be able to pick him with one of our picks. In the first round, and then use the other pick on any lineman. I mean, I don't even care if it's a guard or a center. We need the best available offensive lineman in our pick when we.
You need a left tackle. You need to protect your
right tackle,
blind side.
Yeah, or if we have Dylan Gabriel, the right tackle. But
You're not going to have Dylan Gabriel. Yeah. He's not a starting quarterback. The assessment has already been made.
You think they're going to cut him then?
I think that they're going to keep him around as a backup, but my feeling is that there's a reason why Kevin Stefanski is having private meetings with Shedeur Sanders in which he's going over things one-on-one with him because the owner fucking told him to. You're making me look foolish, which isn't hard, Jimmy. Woo! You're making me look like I'm an empty-headed southerner. Woo!
You make me look like more of a clown than I already am.
Exactly. He wants Shedeur out there. Look, boy, I'll tell you something. I drafted this guy. I got a deal. 5th round. Woo! They said he was going to go in the 1st round. They said number 2. Woo! I'm number 2.
This like Johnny Manziel. I remember Johnny Manziel.
I'm number 2. Woo!
Okay, but what happens if he does go out there and he actually looks good, though?
Who?
Shedeur.
Well, again, that's why you got to play him. I mean, I don't care. At this point, he was drafted and he's on the team. And what I'm seeing from the Mighty Midget is like, I mean, Dylan Gabriel is a guy you rely on to kind of hold the fort together for a week or so, but not to be playing repeatedly over and over and over again. You're going to get 130, 140, 150 yards. It took him 52 throws to get to 168 yards. Please, sweet Jesus. Make that stop.
Are we expected to see Shedeur start this week?
No,
they'll never.
Not this week.
But, I think everybody knows that it's a matter of time. And, without being bipolar and saying, I'm a former masturbator. My name's Cherry Pluto. And I think maybe some great things are on the horizon for the. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't think that you're going to go back and you're going to play the Patriots. You're going to get slaughtered.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. And your offense is going to be able to move the ball. And you're going to wake up from this dream where you said, well, everything's okay. It's not okay. You've got to find out if the other quarterback can play.
Right.
And we'll see. I can't tell you whether he can or he can't, but I'll say this. Based on their college records, he has more explosive capability than Dylan Gabriel does.
Oh, absolutely.
But he just doesn't have any actually explosive players on his team right now.
Yeah,
by the way, Go ahead.
How can anybody do well in this system? How you could put the greatest quarterback in the fucking world back behind that offensive line and wide receivers, and they would still struggle to break 250 yards a game. I can't see how anybody can succeed back there.
I agree with you. I think that but to become a starter in the NFL, you got to show that you have NFL skill sets.
Yeah, I think we're being a little bit harsh on Dylan Gabriel, though. A little bit harsh. The guy's not throwing an interception, as far as I can remember. You know.
No, he's thrown a few. They just didn't catch him.
They didn't catch him. That's absolutely true.
Hey, Moo, how about we bring Deion Sanders as a head coach for the Browns next year?
No. No. He doesn't even have a leg to stand on.
True.
No. That's too soon.
No, too soon?
Too soon.
Oh, so this is a follow-up to Brian Daboll. If you miss the beginning of the show, the headline, Dolphins McDaniel sticks with Tagovailoa as his quarterback. And that we just talked about, Brian Daboll fucking up a game in 1,602 NFL games. Nobody's ever come back in the final 6 minutes from 18 points down until Brian Daboll came to town. Giants, Brian Daboll not considering staff changes after a loss. Come on. The Mara family wants you to fire somebody at least. They can, they're making money, but they want entertainment value. Fire them. Fire somebody. Yeah, fire somebody. You got to fire somebody. But Brian Daboll, no. Like, you're fired, Brian Daboll. So no changes at all for the Giants because Brian Daboll's the fucking problem and the ownership's the fucking problem. And Jimmy Haslam is the problem. And you're right, Bronk. Picking on Dylan Gabriel doesn't get us anywhere. I just want a comparison between the two players involved.
I understand that. I just think that we can't evaluate anybody. That's my point. It's not a fair evaluation when you just give them. It's like trying to do a driving test and you got blinders over your eyes. You're not going to pass it.
Yeah, and imagine if you were a Giants fan now.
God.
All right. And I am going to, again, share a screen with you because I think this says it all. Here you have a situation where the situation that I explained earlier or described, and we'll add this to the stage.
Well, while you're getting that ready, I have a theory about New York franchises. The more salary cap the league is, the shittier the New York franchises are.
Coincident much?
Yeah. Funny that the Yankees and the Mets seem to win when there's no salary cap in baseball.
Yeah. It's so this is the play I was talking about. They had forced the Broncos into using 2 of their timeouts.
Oh yeah, let's watch it.
If they run the ball one more time, the Broncos are out, literally out of timeouts. There's 4 minutes and 56 seconds on the clock. Ready?
3rd and 5.
Denver's not stacked in at the line of scrimmage.
It's a 3rd and 5. They come up the middle, heavy pressure in the third.
Oh my God!
It's picked off by Strnad. He breaks a tackle, breaks another. Now inside the 20.
I'm Kevin Harlan.
What a play!
Strnad's going to be lined up in the weak side, and he's going to work his way out over here. This is right where he came from last time, where he blitzed the A gap and was able to get the pressure. Dart not able to get anything on that. Watch his feet. So he can't step into it. He's stepping over a defender. Strnad is able to get in the lane, and because he can't get enough elevation on that pass.
That's appalling.
Ouch.
You know what that looked like? It looked like the Sione Taki pick 6. Remember that from a few years ago? That was a night game.
Yeah. I mean, an unbelievable situation. I mean, how can a head coach let that occur? And it's a rookie quarterback. My God. I'm getting some feedback here.
Well,
yeah, now it's gone, Stephen. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. That's how that works. I know what I can do though. All right. I got it. All right. So what I can tell you is this. I don't have a horse in the race for the starting quarterback job in Cleveland. This is not a political thing. It's not a racial thing. It's like you've got two guys, and why don't you give them an equal chance and let's see who can do more with the opportunity. Not who's going to win, because Bronk, you're right. Nobody is going to win with this setup. And Stefanski needs to be let go. We need to have fresh thinking. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Just fresh thought, man.
And we need an entire draft of offensive people other than running back.
Yeah, but Lou, I don't see a list of head coaching candidates that would be a good pick here. Maybe Joe Brady, maybe.
You know something?
I don't care about that. We'll find somebody.
Well, no, I mean, who was Sam Rutigliano?
Exactly.
You know, we were in the depth of Greg and his nervous tick, and we found a way to bring a guy in. And everyone said, well, who in the hell is that? And he turned out to be quite an offensive-minded guy.
Yeah, I mean, Moo, you've hired people. I've hired people. I don't know whether anybody else on the panel ever has hired people. But when you have a decent interview process and a decent vetting process, and you can suss out whether the person's character is going to fit in with your organization, you can find people that are better than what you have right now. If you have to fire somebody, God damn it. I'm
true.
There's nobody here. Well, people will make themselves available, just like the people that you have will make themselves fireable. I mean, let's
enough.
Stop the bullshit, you know?
Fair enough.
The problem is the problem is nobody's going to take this job.
You don't know that.
Oh, that's bullshit.
You know that, man.
Well, someone
be a head coach.
It.
To be a head coach in
the
the NFL.
32 head coaches in
not
the
about that.
fucking NFL.
It's about that I have to put up with Haslam's bullshit.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put up with all the shit that the circus that's going on.
You got to have the title to be considered.
Yeah.
And regardless, and I know I wanted to be a general manager of a radio station when I was 27 years old. And I was the youngest general manager of a radio station in the country back in 1986, 85, 86. But I ended up taking a job with people who were cancerous people.
Yeah,
that's really what it amounts to. But you got to have that on your resume.
Correct.
But if you're always the bridesmaid and never the bride, and you don't get that head coaching gig, you're never going to be considered.
Yeah, true.
And we see this all the time. It's like Jim Schwartz is a really good defensive coordinator who, if the team that he is coaching defensively ends up with a breakdown and their head coach, fucks up, he'll get an interim gig,
Yeah.
But there's a big difference between like Romeo Crennel, who was a defensive coordinator guy, and he happened to get a job, but he was always looked upon as, well, he's a defensive coordinator guy.
Yeah, and he's a player's coach.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily work. May work for 1 or 2 years, but then
not in today's game.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's part of the bipolar message in the Cleveland press. Rayshawn Jenkins. Rayshawn Jenkins.
Tommy Heinz.
I never expected you to know that.
Oh my God, that's like right out of a video game. Just
I think everybody's train of thought just went off the rails there.
But
I'm surprised he actually knows that.
Tyson Campbell was a teammate with Rayshawn Jenkins in Jacksonville. That's where they came from. And The inspirational speech before yesterday's game was delivered by Ray Sean Jenkins. And basically, his message was simple. Don't just win the game, win each play. It just came from the heart, Jenkins said. I talked about just winning every play individually.
Correct.
So
That's a
it's
great
like
philosophy to go through life with.
Yeah,
Always
but do you
going
think
all
that
Brian
fired up
Adams on
the?
us.
I'll tell you, the only thing that fired the Browns up is when they found out the Dolphins didn't show up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he went on Brian Adams on us, coming straight from the heart.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. Oh, my word.
Everything they do for you.
And then this. I have to win. How victory over Dolphins prevented disaster for the Browns. No. This is just you know what we're
Just
looking at?
delaying it.
It's the middle of the movie, The Towering Inferno. Okay? That's where we are. We're like in the first 1/3 of the Poseidon adventure.
Correct. We're say that.
Beginning of Titanic. Don't they get it? My God, I have to win. How victory prevented disaster. I would say that the last 2 seasons for the Cleveland Browns have been disastrous. And that the Jimmy Haslam ownership has been disastrous. We haven't avoided disaster. We've lived in disaster. And the new dome will be a towering inferno. I don't understand why this put a smiley face on this. It's like, if you want to turn something around, you got to change the way, the thought process. And when players get old, you got to move on from them. That's just the way it works.
No, this is just delaying the inevitable. The more wins.
And here's a quote from a podcast in Cleveland. This was not a must win, but this was a have to win.
What does that even fucking mean?
People are bipolar, I'm telling you. Like, if you lose this game, I don't know what we're talking about on this podcast. No, you don't know what you're talking about anyway, because you've never run anything, Dan Labby. You've never made decisions in business. That's
Correct.
why you just sit there and go, well, it's not exactly a must win, it's a have to win, and I don't really want to quantify what the difference is. Join me tomorrow on the Orange and Brown Talk. God, make this stop.
Oh, no, man.
And then Ashley Bastock said this. I definitely think it would have been disastrous to lose this game. But what were you experiencing before, Ashley? I see your blouses plunging, but I don't hear any more sense coming out of your mouth. I had hope for you, girl. What kind of a stupid thing is that to say? I think it would have been disastrous to lose the game. You know what was disastrous? I'm just trying to think of all the disastrous things that Jimmy Haslam's done, starting with Johnny Manziel. That's a disaster. That's a goddamn house fire. Get me out of here. That's Disco Inferno.
I was listening to Ken Carman this morning, and they were discussing the Browns' playoff possibilities, and I go, "What? There are none."
Well, Daryl Ryder said he thinks they can win 6 games.
Oh.
It's like one win, and everybody's gone fucking batshit crazy.
Did Daryl Ryder have a stroke? Just
His mouth is always sideways for some reason.
It really is. And
he looks like a fucking praying mantis.
You know who could do a great impression of him would be Jim Carrey.
So Bill Murray could too.
Bill Murray
retired.
Kill the gopher. Kill the gopher.
Well, if you kill all the golfers, yeah, same kind of thing, yeah.
Jim Carrey probably would if he wasn't
Carl.
retired.
Carl Spangler. From Spangler.
That may be a good impression, but it's not as good as a Joe Banner impression.
Oh no, you've invoked him now.
You've invoked him.
Run, everybody.
You know, it's a good thing it's allergy season. I don't smell anything. Now I do. How are you? How are you, everybody? It's me, Joe Banner. You probably remember me because I made horrific decisions for the Browns back in the day. And today I just criticized them because they fired me. I'm going to do a beatbox with my breathing. Somebody make the whole thing stop. How about the way the Browns players defensively ranked? Myles Garrett, I don't know if you saw that Tony Rizzo was going off on Myles Garrett.
Why?
Because he's a bipolar sick fuck. He went off on Myles Garrett. And, you know, he doesn't play every play hard. And this is Tony fucking Rizzo. Well, he graded out at an 85.5, you stupid fuck, Rizzo.
Tell him to go away. Jesus.
40 snaps.
Tell him to beat his wife some more.
Ooh, that's right.
Thank you. Me likey. Alex Wright graded at an 84.3 in 32 snaps. Isaiah McGuire, one of the McGuire sisters, 71.7, and Cameron Thomas. Cameron Thomas, 69.2. Now, defensive tackle, Mason Graham with a 79.0 in 43 snaps. Shelby Harris with a 73.2 in 29 snaps. Malik Collins, a 72 in 35 snaps. And Aiden Huntington, 70 in 4 snaps. Now, Devin Bush had a 78 in 41 snaps. And Carson Schwezinger had a 54.9. And let me tell you about this, about Carson Schwezinger making some very good open field tackles. But his reading of pass defense, he's overrunning a number of plays. He's got to learn. He has a lot of great raw materials, but he needs to really get adapted to the professional game. And the cornerback, the eyes don't lie. Tyson Campbell, a 74.2 in 49 snaps. Denzel Ward had a 67. Miles Harden, and Denzel was out there for 46 snaps. And Miles Harden, 69.3 and 29 snaps. He actually played a pretty good game by Miles Harden standards. Ronnie Hickman had a 92.3 safety rating in 49 plays. Now, somebody must not have run at him because I didn't see him ducking. Rayshawn Jenkins. 71.6 and 23 snaps. And Grant Delpit, only a 68.6 and 49 snaps. Boy, did he make a hell of a strip.
Yeah,
my goodness, that was.
He looked like a new man after his interview the other day. But the key that you're saying, what you're leaving out of the story is that how many few snaps those actually are. If they were out there for 60 snaps or 70 snaps, they wouldn't have had those high ratings because they'd be all fucking knackered and gasping for air on the sidelines.
And Pat Seagramson saying the Patriots will more than crush us this week. Okay,
I tend to agree with that.
Oh, I would think so too.
Yeah, McDaniels is going to come out there and do what the Vikings and the Steelers did. Get May out of the pocket and quick release to get the D-line out of the game. I already see that coming.
Yeah. Now, look at the offensive side ratings, and this will tell you everything you need to know. Dylan Gabriel, a 47.6. Dylan Sampson, only 9 snaps, a 75. Judkins, a 75 and 37 snaps. The wide receiver, Jamari Thrash, 69 and 24 snaps. Malachi Corley had the 68 and 13 snaps.
24 snaps for Thrash, and you never saw him.
Never saw him. Jerry Jeudy with 61.3 and 39 snaps. He was Mr. Invisible. Isaiah Bond, 53.3 and 25 snaps. We didn't hear his name.
Didn't see him at all.
Gage Larvidan, a 40.6 and 18 snaps. Fannin only had a 66.2, but wait, he was a lot better off than Blake Whiteheart. The amazing thing is Fannin had 47 snaps. Whiteheart had 35 snaps, damn near as many, and had the ugliest drop on what should have been a first down that I've never seen in my life. A guy fumble without contact. He just shifted the ball in his hands after he caught it. Really bad news.
The ball was probably wet, too. That didn't help matters.
No, it wasn't happening to anybody else.
It was wet for everybody. Yeah, that's the comment for that one. Yeah.
And Batonio had a 77 and 57 snaps, and KT Leviston had a 75.2. You know what I noticed more than anything? We weren't jumping off sides. No illegal procedures on, not lining up in the neutral zone.
Okay.
I mean, that was a first that I saw from the offensive line, that they didn't, it was the Dolphins who were making foolish starts and mistakes. But Wyatt Teller had a 71.2 and 57 snaps. And Pokic only a 60.5. Cornelius Lucas, a 43.9.
The third or the second.
And Luke Whippler, only a 30.9 and 24 snaps. He's just not getting it done. Just not getting it done. And that's why things aren't going to be rosy,
Well, somebody just dropped off.
Oh, somebody dropped off?
Yeah.
Steven went, bye-bye. Must be time for the blowjob. No,
he's seen enough.
I should have asked him whatever happened. What was the woman's name that he was?
Oh God, the one that used to appear on the program every
now.
Key?
Who was it?
Key?
No,
that was Brian's crush. Yeah.
She was a Navy girl or Army girl.
Yeah, I forget. Another Texas person.
I can't remember.
Wonder what happens to people sometimes.
You do.
So that's all part of the family, But I know I'm never going to tell you the winners and losers.
Oh, that's
not. Again, it's all part of the bipolar thing, What I did want to say before I get out of here is there's an omen for teams that when you think a bad team has turned the corner and become good, there's a lot of difficult things that can happen. And Bryce Young is out this week with a high ankle sprain. High ankle sprain. You're not going to see him again probably for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think he's a decent player, man. He's finally I think he'll keep improving.
But right when you're turning the corner, that's not what you want to have happen with your starting quarterback. But the greatest warning is Jaden Daniels exited the Commanders game. He's getting an MRI on his hamstring. Ooh. And the Washington Commanders have turned into the Washington Generals. They're only 3-4 this year, and everyone expected bigger and better things after last season, and it hasn't been happening. It is really difficult to climb the ladder in the NFL, and it's one of the reasons why there is no fast, quick solution to the Cleveland Browns problems. It is a build it. Huh?
Sorry.
No, sorry. That was just my phone going off.
Oh, but the way I look at it is no quick fixes, and you got to build it, and they will come. But you build it with the foundation, an offensive line. You've already got 2 nice running backs. I'm happy with that, and we got a backup quarterback, and I'm happy with that. Got no problem with it. Need a starting quarterback, and we need some wide receivers and offensive linemen. And our defense looks nice. I mean, we're in a position where we could, if we had a good draft and we got some impact players, we could go from being what is basically a 3-4
win team. 4-win team at the moment.
Yep. Into becoming an 8-game win team next season. But it's incremental. it doesn't, when it comes out of nowhere, like the Joe Flacco miracle season for the Browns, it's not real when it's being done by a 38, 39-year-old guy.
And it was so fluky. The Browns have to string wins together in a row to be actually viewed as a viable, playoff challenging team. One win against a very poor team and a very poorly coached team is nowhere near enough to stoke up.
But
anything.
even the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are starting their season on Wednesday,
They are.
I mean, and there's a team that has gotten into the playoffs, but nobody takes them seriously as being a contender for the big title because they've lost. They've lost an important and teams like the Pacers pass them up.
Yep.
And there comes a point where you have to prove yourself during the years where you have talent. We don't have talent on the field with the Cleveland Browns, but if you draft talent and you get a little bit of help, make a good trade here or there, you can become a better organization. But boy, you're so far away, and like the Washington Commanders are finding out, so far away. Right when it looks like it's within grasp. Look at the Texans; they're 3-4 as well. And they thought, the cocky owners there thought, oh, we're just around the corner.
No.
Football with injuries, it can take its toll. It's a tough thing.
You want to hear the argument for why they think 6 wins?
Sure.
Because you still have to play the Jets, and you also have the Titans and the Raiders on the schedule.
Yeah,
I'm still not impressed. I think 1 win a month. I'm just going to stand by that prediction that I've made way back in August that we're going to win 1 game a month. And that game in November is going to be against the Jets, maybe.
Nobody in Miami said that playing in Cleveland would be a problem for them. We're going to get it turned around because it's the Browns. I don't say that with the Titans. I don't say that about anyone.
Yeah.
Now, Browns fan wants Corky.
Oh, does he?
All right. I have to channel my inner Corky.
Your inner Corky that's in there somewhere.
Browns fan. It's me, Corky. Not the dog. It's a Corky. I'm a Corky, like the top of a bottle of champagne.
Wow.
I didn't say it was politically correct, but I never said I was politically correct either.
Must have missed something. Who's Corky exactly?
It's from a movie.
No, Corky was from Life Goes On.
Yeah,
he was a mentally challenged guy back in the 80s or 90s.
Yep.
I think I've heard of it actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that you go back and watch it though.
No, there's far more content out there that's more edifying.
There's better stuff from that decade that I watch.
Yeah, we got back-to-back football games. We got Baker coming up at 7:00 for Browns fans who were still cheering for Baker Mayfield, and you got the Texans, and you got Nick Chubb, and so good football night. And like I said,
basketball
Wednesday. Yeah, it's going to be that opening game against the Knicks, and boy, you don't want to be near that. And before everybody goes bipolar on me about the Cavaliers, remember, without Darius Garland, without Max Strus, all bets are off. I mean, how are you going to make up approximately 36, 37 points? It ain't going to happen from Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, now you're depressing me. But I did read one thing about the NBA, one of these preview things, and they have the Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets ahead of us in the power ratings. Now, that is kind of disturbing to me, but whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I wouldn't have thought it was. But we're gonna find out, man. But imagine how upset Stephen A. Smith will be if the Cavs go into Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the world, and beat their fucking ass. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, and
that.
Yes.
Oh. You can get to watch the return of the NBA on NBC tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It
there's,
is
like,
over there now, huh?
Yeah,
the
because
Cavs-
NBC's fallen so low. NBC is falling so low that if it wasn't a show produced by Dick Wolf, nobody's watching it. So they have to get an NBA contract. Yep.
Well, what I can say is the Cavaliers are going to be on ESPN. So for those people who are relying on FanDuel, it's on ESPN. So you're going to be able to see that around the country. And the rest of the games, I'm not exactly sure with FanDuel.
I think Amazon Prime's even showing games this year.
Yeah, there's some off networks who show the games, and but I'm sure I'll find them somehow.
My way of viewing games has been confirmed, so I'm fine. All I have, I have the bookies here in England live stream the games if you put a bet on. So
nice.
Yeah, that's how I watched them last year. So
and how much did you actually bet to get to see the games?
Oh, about 50 pence or a pound, or if I felt more adventurous, £5 or £10. If I
mean, collectively through the season, how many dollars do you think you spent?
I think collectively over the season on the Cavs, I probably was down maybe about $30-$40, only because I bet on them to win the conference. They didn't win the conference.
And how much did you actually bet?
Oh, per game, maybe about an average of about $3.
All right, so you're talking about if there were 80 games, $240.
Yeah, something like.
And you got to see all the games.
Got to see all the games, and I got money back. I won more times than I lost, and there you go.
Hey, great being in Great Britain. I mean,
Yeah, the NBA games are available on streaming at nearly all of the big betting sites. But the trouble is that sometimes if you use one site too much, they catch on to you, and they
well, right now they're cracking down hard in the United States.
Well, this is legal. This is legal here.
So but I mean, in the UK, the illegal streams are being shut down.
I don't fuck around with that because
they're being shut down in the UK big time. So they're being shut down, internationally. So there are ways to get around certain things, but I'm looking forward to the basketball season because I like the style of basketball Kenny Atkinson is running, and hopefully the team will remain healthy. I think that we're a little weak on the bench, but once we get, I'm hoping what'll happen that we can just kind of be within hailing distance. And then, I read a story before I went on the air today that Darius Garland actually practiced with the Cavaliers, a complete practice.
Wow.
And they're looking to see how it affects him.
Yeah.
So, you don't
know. I have a question too
Yeah.
when you're done. What about Bryant, this guy that got in at center? Is he going to be a viable center?
Oh, he's throwing up threes. He is not the real deal.
What's the story with him? Is he going to get playing time, or is he not good enough?
He played maybe 4 or 5 minutes a game for the Pacers. He's an end of the bench guy who give you a couple spot minutes, but other than that, he's not much.
Right. Not. I mean, that was a guy they filled the roster with.
Yeah, because I saw him briefly the other night, and I thought, who the fuck is that? I sort of vaguely remember him.
Yeah, he's not a go-to guy, and right now with it's going to be a mix and match thing. Kenny likes to bring guys in, bring guys out. It's not like all rushing off the court at the same time. It's a staggered kind of thing. And you're going to see Jalen Tyson. I'm not real high on Jalen Tyson. I don't think he can shoot the ball. I don't think the way he shoots with the ball kind of back on his palm, it's not a repeatable motion that he's going to be able to be a good shooter. If you want to see what a good shooter looks like, think of Kyle Korver or the poor man's equivalent, who we have, right now on our team. I'm blanking on Sam Merrill, right? He's the Utah State version. But yeah, quick release and shot looks the same. Jalen Tyson, it's like Isaac Okoro. We saw him playing in the preseason with the Bulls. My God, his shot is too flat. It's always been flat. he'll get it raised up and get arc, and for a little bit he'll do it, but he always reverts back to shooting a line drive.
That I think is a fantastic trade. Just getting rid of Okoro and having Ball for however long he plays without getting injured.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with that trade.
Lonzo's got some length. Lonzo passes the ball. Lonzo cannot shoot free throws. Lonzo is not an offensive player, but he can be a facilitator.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need somebody that can be like a point guard guy, assist guy.
And, I'm wondering, this is, I want to see this article because,
that's the thing is the Cavaliers front office, they can evaluate talent. They can look at people and generally not miss on them. Unlike the Browns and the offense. So
can we get the Cavs to play Mike Tyson for a couple of games?
Mike Tyson. Yeah, that would be good.
Our 10th of the lead in Bolivia.
How's the old Timberwolves going to get on this year, Tony?
Everybody's predicting them to take that next step. It's going to be interesting. That
well, the West is a hell of a lot tougher than
the West is going to be a fucking dog and pony show every fucking game. It's going to be a grind it out.
And
everybody's predicting them to make the conference finals again, so we'll see.
Wow.
Now, I just looked up because I wanted to clarify what was going on with Ty Jerome. The one that went on to Memphis. He's hurt. He injured his calf muscle. And
no, not an injured calf.
Yeah, right. And yeah,
exactly.
It is a calf injury, and they're just further evaluating it.
When you have a calf injury,
you always hate to see something like that. And he was just moving in the court, and it just looked like it went the wrong way. It's just real soft tissue. At first, people thought it might be an Achilles, but it was not.
I know we're way past time, but I'll make a very quick rant. I think the problems with these soft tissue injuries and these Achilleses are the fucking shoes. Now, somebody with some medical knowledge needs to go and look at these shoes and see whether they can be redesigned better, because I can't think of any other explanation of why so much of this is going on. I think it's the shoes. But anyway, that's my rant.
All right. I got to get out of here. It's almost 20 minutes past 6.
It's bonus. Bonai Mumai.
Yeah. Tony, thank you. Moose, thank you. Thanks to Steven. Thanks for David. Everybody who supports the program, I greatly appreciate it. Let's sit tight. We can watch a little football tonight. Wait for the Cavaliers to get rolling on Wednesday, and we'll be talking a lot about them now that the season's beginning. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.
We love you, Cleveland.
I love you.